Good morning everyone. So today I'm going to talk about rod pods. It's not something I use a lot when I'm fishing. If I'm on a bank and it's soft, I've always put individual rod rests in the ground so that they're independent of anything. So because on a rod pod I always feel like you get a movement on one and it's moving the rest, so it's only something I use very rarely. It's like if I'm on a concrete path and I'm fishing like a boating platform where they moor out the boats, you can't obviously bang things into that, so you use a pod. But yeah, not a situation I find myself in very often really. But on the occasions that I do, and sometimes I do, when I'm on a lake sometimes, you're fishing off of a platform, and that's when a rod pod comes in handy. So I had a rod pod by Fox. I've had it for years and I've probably used it a dozen times over the years, and it was okay, but the middle section on your you had three on it, and the middle section what you screw into, it turned. If you got a pull on one side, it kind of turned on the front. So I found that really a pain. So I went looking for another rod pod and I came across this one from NGT, and it really caught my attention. So you've got lots of options on this rod pod. You could just do two rods on it with two bite alarms, or you could do one down the middle if you're only fishing with one rods. But it's got other features on this which I really love, and it's very, very small when you pack it away. And it comes with a bag, which I'll get in a minute. I'll pick it out. So yeah, it was a really interesting rod pod, and the best bit of all, it's dirt cheap. So if you're looking for a cheap rod pod, I would definitely say give this one a look, because yeah, it's got lots of good stuff on it, and it's good. I've used it a few times now, and it's done everything I wanted it to do. It's never let me down. It's really good. So I'll walk you around the rod pod and show you what's what. So now we're looking at the rod pod now, and you can see on the front here I've got 3 bite alarms set up. Probably I would never use 3. I normally, if I'm ledgering, I'll just fish with 2. But you can put 3 on, and as you can see, it's quite long, but it doesn't have to be long, and I'll show you that in a minute. So there's the back with the 3 butt rests on. So one of the features on this, what I found really, really good, if you want to spray your rods out, like you don't want them all fresh and straight, you want them sprayed out a little bit, like a lot of people do that. So you've got this bit on the front here, this little section here, and you've got the same thing on the back. So what you would do, because this one here is set on its widest at the moment, so what you would do, you would lift that up, you would pull that in, which brings those in, and the rods from the back to the front, the back is significantly narrower, which means the front of your rods are going to be wider, which is really good. A lot of people want that. Now I wouldn't use that with 3 rods, because 3 rods again is too much. I would get rid of this middle one, so you don't even need that. You can see you've got a bit of space between your rods now for your reels and stuff. But what you can do, you can take this bit out. Let me pull that out. And you can use this one to go in the ground if you're fishing off a bank. Dig that down into the ground as deep as you want to put it, and that holds this steady then, so you'll be totally safe. If you haven't got a bait run, a reel and a fish it's not going to pull that out of the ground. So yeah, so all in all, it's a really, really good buy. And the other thing with this, I'll put this down here and show you. So you can see the length of this now, right? It's quite long, but you've got these two clips here. There's one there, pull that up, and one there, and you push them together, and now you can see it's a much smaller platform. It's a really good piece of kit, this. So yeah, 1.2 kilos in weight. It comes with its case, which you get with it. It's all really well made, lovely piece of material. It holds all your poles, like for your sections on your pod. They go in, there's 3 long ones and 3 short ones. They go in the fronts here, and then the rod pod folds down into this, and it's all flat, and that's what it looks like. When you've got it packed away, it's so easy to carry. You won't even know you've got it. So, taking this down is quite easy. You just take your alarms off, which is what I'll do now. That's 1. That's 2. It's all pretty easy to do, so most of you will have seen these pods being used by different anglers, so you know how they're set up really. That's 3. I'll take these off. Don't want them on there. That's the one thing about the bag. The poles do go in there, but you can't leave your butt rests or anything on there because it's too big for the flap to shut. So you have to take them off every time, which is a pain. And that could have been easily remedied because there's quite a bit of space at the top of the bag still. You know, they could have utilised a little bit of this space so you could get your butts in, but they ain't done that. So that comes out. See, when you take your butts off and that, I wish they'd have done that with the bag, because taking them off and that's how stuff gets lost, isn't it? You know? So there's your pod. Like I say, when you consider the length of that and then you pull that out, and now the length of it, I mean, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So packing it down is easy. Get it down like that. You've got clips on here and they just flop open. That makes that loose. So you take all your poles out, just like that, and make sure you shut your clips back down. So all the poles come out really easy. And I will say that these clips, although they're plastic, they don't feel, I don't know, they don't feel like they're well made, but they've never let me down yet. So now we've got down to a size. This is going to go in your bag, and we'll measure that. This in length now is going to go in your bag. It's 24 inches. So 24 inches, that is 61 centimetres if you work in centimetres. I don't, I'm old fashioned, so it's inches for me. But 24 inches, so 2 foot, where's my bag? And that goes straight in the top, just like that. Get that open, and that fits snugly in there, and that goes Velcro down. So that's now in that bag flat. These poles, you've got to make sure all the top sections are in and the clips are closed again, obviously. So you've got 3 long ones, and they go in the bottom. put them in all the way. That's your bottom ones. So the 3 smallest ones, they go in the top section of your bag. And that goes down, that little flap goes down onto the Velcro. And nothing can fall out. And that's it. That's what you take with you then when you're fishing. NGT Tri-Pod. Now, what's the price of this? I saw the price of this, I think it was under £40. It was like 30, 38, 39 pound, I think. But if you look around, you probably get a better deal than that. If you're starting out, this is ideal. If this is your first rod pod, I'd definitely say have a go for it, you know, because you can spend a lot of money on a rod pod. I mean, hundreds. Some of these stainless steel, but this does exactly the same job. So yeah, give it a look. So if you like the video, please give it a like. Any questions, just make a comment and I'll try and answer your questions. And hit the subscribe button, and that way you'll get notified of any more reviews that I do. But yeah, the rod pod from NGT. Tight lines, everyone.